All right, everybody, we are back again at the Game Shack in Dunlap, Tennessee. And in today's video, I'm going to try to find several games recommended to me by my fellow friends and YouTubers and buy as many of them as I can without spending over $100. Let's see what we can find.
Mr. RetroWolf, it's me, Arkansas Picker. Now I know that you are asking about some of the most essential games for all kinds of consoles. Today, mine is God of War 2018. Fantastic story, beautiful visuals. The combat's easy to learn, but then it gets more and more aggressive and more difficult the higher you get up. So there's some crazy in-game bosses. I even got a tattoo of it because I'm obsessed a little bit.
All right, we're gonna start things off with Arkansas Picker's recommendation, which is God of War, not the old God of War on PS2, but the 2018 God of War that released on PS4. To the G's and see if we can find God of War. I'm not seeing it. Let's see, God of War, God of War, God of War. All right, so I'm not seeing God of War here. Well, I guess Picker, sorry, we're not finding your game today.
What's up, everybody? Marcello here from GameCube Galaxy. And RetroWolf asked me to provide what I feel is an essential for any of the retro consoles that are currently out there. So, since I'm not going to pick something from the GameCube, I'm going with another 6th gen console. And that pick is going to go to Contra Shattered Soldier for the PlayStation 2. Contra Shattered Soldier is a return to form with the 2D run-and-gun action you've come to love and expect from the franchise after a few 3D failed attempts on the PlayStation 1. And Shattered Soldier is a game that is purely badass. From the fast-paced frenetic action, the phenomenal soundtrack, the tight controls, and the ultra-punishing difficulty, Contra Shattered Soldier is a game that is easily on the top tier of the PlayStation 2's list.
And it's not super rare, but it's not, it's not super common either. So let's see. Yeah, so Contra, just so you guys know, Contra Shattered Soldier was one of the games on the list that I was fairly certain that I wouldn't find, because it is more of an uncommon game, definitely harder to find. No luck on Contra Shattered Soldier. Say Shattered Soldier 10 times fast.
What's up, guys? You got TC here, and one game that every gamer needs in their collection is gonna be Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. It's the best Xbox game, and it's also the best Star Wars game ever made.
From Tiger Chainsaw, it's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic on the Xbox, which is right over here, and I guarantee you, I feel pretty good about us finding that one. Oh, here's some Star Wars games down here. We might be in luck. Nope, not there.
Hey, I just traded it in.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. In the meantime, let's move on to the next game, which is from Andy, aka Pac-Man Case.
Hey guys, Pac-Man Case here, and $20 or less game that I would recommend to you guys would be on the Sega Genesis loose copy of Maximum Carnage. One of my favorite beat-em-ups. Jump yourself into Manhattan, New York City. You're beating up thugs via Spider-Man. After the first couple levels, you get access to Venom, and you can choose either or to go through the city streets and just start web-slinging. But Maximum Carnage has to be on that essentials list for 20 bucks or under.
All right, we get to dig through some Sega Genesis cartridges. Let's see here. One thing I love about the Sega Genesis, it's a console I had as a kid, and I had some of the staple games, but there are a lot of games on this console that I never got to experience, and a lot of games in the library that I've never even heard of before. But I am not seeing, well, there's Spider-Man, X-Men, Arcade Revenge, so close, but not quite what we're looking for. We're looking for Maximum Carnage.
What's up, folks? Saturn Steve here. One of my favorite types of games to play growing up was fighting games for the Super Nintendo, especially Street Fighter. There's so many, and I was good. I was great! Better than Gabbo good. But my favorite, the game I played so much in the arcade, I had to have at home, was Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Very reasonably priced today, and an absolute essential for your game collection. Good luck, Matt. Let's go.
Okay, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit on this one. Steve already told you I was gonna do this. So he recommends Street Fighter 2 Turbo, right? And I'm gonna look for it on the Sega Genesis or the Super Nintendo. And I'm also gonna consider the original release of Street Fighter 2 as a find as well. So, Randy, I think I need to dig through some Super Nintendo games. I'm gonna try to see if I can find Street Fighter 2, either the Turbo Edition or the regular edition. There it is. That's the first find of the day for the list. Saturn Steve, Street Fighter 2 Turbo on the Super Nintendo. There we go, 20 bucks.
My pick has to be Castlevania Lord of Shadow. It doesn't matter, PS3 or Xbox 360. Go play it. It's cheap right now. Amazing game. Amazing soundtrack. Yeah, I know. A lot of people say like, but Gabo, it plays like God of War. It's a God of War ripoff. Who cares, man? Who cares? So, do me a favor. Go and play it and enjoy it.
I would rather find the PlayStation 3 version because that's actually a game I want to play. I've never actually played Castlevania Lords of Shadows, and I've heard that it's a pretty badass game. So let's see if we can find that. All right, not seeing it on the PS3, but let's check 360, which 360 games are over here. Boom, there it is. Oh, actually, wait, is this the PS3 or the 360 version? Not sure. Randy, I'll have to, is it both?
Oh, is that the double one?
Is it the,
Yes, that's plays on both.
oh, wait.
It is very rare.
Really?
Yes, that was a not for resale.
Yeah. All right, so we found Castlevania Lords of Shadow, but it's an interesting version of the game because it's a not for resale version, where in the case they actually have a PS3 and an Xbox 360 disc for the game.
Yes.
Yep.
I would recommend Ratchet and Clank because you can't go wrong with the clanking, man. You know, you just hop around, do your thing. I mean, Mario ain't got shit on Ratchet, all right? Or Clank. Get it, man.
Let's see. Let's get down to the R's here. All right, so here's Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, but I'm pretty sure he recommended the first Ratchet and Clank. However, I'm going to cheat again, and I'm going to say we're going to get Ratchet and Clank Going Commando because I'm not seeing the first Ratchet and Clank.
Hi, RetroWolf. I recommend Hunter the Reckoning. Awesome game, especially multiplayer. And if you can't find that, look for Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer. And if you can't find that one, look for Hunter the Reckoning Wayward. And then I know this is a little over 20 bucks, but if you can't find those, get Hunter the Reckoning on GameCube. Any of those would be awesome choices. Good luck.
All right, next up, this one's pretty interesting. So from Scott Squatch, he's recommending Hunter the Reckoning. Now he's recommending, he said, any of the Hunter the Reckoning games. There were 3. Boom, there it is. Look at that. Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer. And I've actually never played this one before.
Yo, what's up guys? It's Eric here from Retro Gaming Pandemic. And if you like games like Cyberpunk and Fallout, then you're gonna love my pick. That's Deus Ex Invisible War on the original Xbox. This is a first-person shooter and one of the first games that I ever played that allowed you to make decisions, and it had multiple endings. You can get it for about 10 bucks, maybe less, so definitely check it out.
Now that's one of the ones on the list that I'm not so sure we're going to be able to find because that is a relatively uncommon game. But let's take a look here and see if we can find it. Deus Ex Invisible War. All right, so we're in these here. It looks like a no-go on that one, but I kind of expected that because, like I said, that's kind of an uncommon game. So, Eric, sorry, man.
Hey guys, I'm RNG Gamer. I play all my games randomly, and my pick for an essential game is Uncharted 2. This is really one of the first games many of us ever played that felt like you were in a movie, had really interesting characters, great voice acting, awesome set pieces, really fun gameplay. It has everything you want, and it blew a lot of us away when we first played it.
Now, I'm sure you guys know the Uncharted series, super popular, amazing series. I've played and beat every single game in the series, even the one on the PlayStation Vita. Look at that. There it is. Uncharted 2. The greatest hits version, Game of the Year edition too, actually, and it is complete.
I've always been a PlayStation guy, and one of my all-time favorite games is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. Not only did it improve upon every mechanic from the first game, you can create a skater, you can build your own park, skate in these weird liminal spaces. It had arguably, in my opinion, one of the greatest soundtracks of any game. It shaped the way I view and appreciate music from then on. And you can play as Spider-Man. Like, what's not to love?
I'm going to cheat a little bit on this one too and say if we can't find it on the PlayStation 1, I'm going to go back to the N64 games and see if there's an N64 copy. There's Tony Hawk Pro Skater, the first game in the series, and I see a loose copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and a loose copy of Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4. So it looks like we have every Tony Hawk game except Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. Alright, I'm not seeing it, but you know what I'm going to say?
Is the remaster cheating?
No, that wouldn't be cheating because it's still Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. It's just been remade. So yeah, that's a good idea. Let's check for that. So that released on the PS4. So let's see if we can find the Tony Hawk Pro Skater remaster. Look at that. There it is. And you know what's great? What's great is I don't actually have this game yet, and I've been wanting to play this because I've never played the remaster. So, Chris, even though we didn't find it on the PlayStation 1, we did find the PlayStation 4 remaster. So I'm going to count that as a win. Devin behind the camera actually just traded in a bunch of games. One of them is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. I didn't realize that he had it, so I'm actually going to be buying a game that he just traded in. So that's kind of funny, but there it is. TC, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Boom. All right, here we go, folks. This is the final stack of games. So again, Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer, Ratchet and Clank Going Commando, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, Castlevania Lords of Shadow, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 on the PS4, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So we managed to find 7 of the 12 games. And if I add up the price of all 7 of these games, it comes out to about $85 roughly. So we managed to get all these for less than $100. I would say that's a pretty successful challenge today here at the Game Shack in Dunlap, Tennessee.